Last year, I broke into the 2K iRacing club. It was the most successful period of online racing that I'd ever had, but truthfully, I wasn't enjoying myself all that much. Fast forward 8 months and my iRating has dropped by 500, and yet I'm having the most fun I've had in ages. So what gives? The key is to understand how I got such a relatively high iRating in the first place. As I've talked about a lot, I'm a time-constrained sim racing dad. The races you see on the channel are more often than not the sum total of racing that I do, and I never get the chance to do additional, dedicated practice. This doesn't mean I'm not improving or getting faster, but progress on that front realistically is going to be slow and ultimately limited. I am racing smarter though, in part because I know that if I mess my race up, that's probably going to be my only chance for the week gone. That means sticking to my pace, being consistent, picking my battles, and prioritising getting to the finish safely. It turns out that in a series like Super Formula, this approach can deliver really strong finishes, as other drivers' ambitions often outstrip their ability and they end up in the barriers. And so, incrementally, bit by bit, I recorded solid top 10 finishes, the occasional podium, and my iRating grew. But I'm not sure I was ever really racing. That's because I was now being put into grids with an average strength of field of 2k or 3k. My driver number would more often than not be towards the back of the pack. At the front, there would be drivers with iRatings I could never dream of hitting, and pace I could never possibly match. And sooner or later, no matter how much fun individual battles might be, consistently qualifying 15th and finishing 9th begins to get old. It got to the point where I hadn't won an official online race in iRacing for nearly 3 years. I was basically punching above my weight. My iRating did not reflect my underlying speed or my capacity to get better. It left me adrift in the mid-pack at best, or scoring decent finishes only when lots of other drivers made mistakes. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, a series of annoying crashes, disconnects and poor finishes saw my iRating plummet at the beginning of 2024. I'm now sitting around 1.7k in both Formula and sports car licenses, and it has transformed my experience of iRacing. I'm now being placed in lower splits from time to time, which allows me to fight at the front and with drivers who are genuinely on the same or similar pace to me. The quality of the racing that I'm experiencing has gone up, and I'm enjoying having the opportunity to regularly compete for wins and podiums on merit, not just because other drivers have messed up. Returning to an iRating that reflects my underlying speed has been one of the best things to happen. Don't get me wrong though, the moral of this story is not to deliberately tank your iRating so you can then squash slower drivers in lower splits. But it is about not chasing iRating for its own sake, and ultimately finding the right level for you to race given everything else you might have going on in life, and having fun while you do so. And if you want to see just how much fun I've been having, check out the awesome fully commentated race highlights video on screen now. It's a belter.